I hate these things.
No! My hard work.
No, he's beating me. Right, just do a quick flow pitch on here. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm joined with Jacob, my oldest, and gracias. And today we'll be doing a versus video using two survival fishing kits. So the first one we're going to be going up against is the BCB Combat International Survival Kit. Yeah, the one I used for my recent videos. So we'll be putting that one up against the BCB Fishing Kit. Right, so in the link below, put your suggestions in. Who do you think is going to be the overall winner? Is it going to be myself with a full combat survival kit at my disposal to do my fishing, or is it going to be Jacob with his BCB fishing kit? Both of the kits are slightly different. I'll open the kit up very briefly and I'll show you sort of the combat survival kit. Just purely has some line, some sinkers and a couple of hooks, and that is it. The BCB fishing kit comes with a hand line, some lures, it's two lures, two normal hooks, and it also has two swivel shots, two swivel sort of split pins, and two sinkers as well.
And you've got a 6-meter line.
Yeah, and it has 6 meters of fishing line. Where
36.
Oh, sorry, and it has 36 meters of fishing line, where I only have probably about 3 or 4 meters. So you can see the difference on here. So the two things we're going to be looking at is the free test is who is going to catch the first fish. What's the next one? Do you remember?
Or who would catch the most fish?
Yeah, who would catch the most fish, and the last one,
who would catch the longest fish?
Yeah, who would catch the biggest fish. So we've got 3 challenges: the first fish, the most fish, and the biggest fish. Let's get ourselves set up. Right then, so the competitions are now about to on. I need to go out and find myself and build myself a fishing rod. So that is my first thing I need to do.
And all I need to do is to tie a knot on the hook, and then I could just go fishing. Yeah,
so I've a very disadvantage. So he's going to have probably a good 10-15 minutes head start on me. I'm trying to get a fish when I go out and try and build a rod. Right, are you ready then?
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
So I'm using this green power string, and I am using the green eel looking bait. So I've apparently got myself stuck, which is sad.
Okay, so I need to go find a fishing rod now. So I've got my survival saw, which I got out of my combat kit, in the hope that I can find myself a decent long enough limb to cut something down, just because purely that I have no... Oh, this is a nice spot. It's cleaner as well. Yeah, I might move over here, I think, just because it is slightly cleaner. Yeah, so I might go fishing over here actually, and then I need to go try to find myself a limb so I can go cut it down. Right, so where do we go?
I thought this would be easy. So I just need to pull out. Oh. Subscribe if you want me to win.
Don't want to be too big. Oh, here we go. What's this? It's a nice sycamore here. Yeah, I think this will make a good. This one here will probably make a good fishing rod. I think it's nice and flexible, quite big, if I can get myself out in the water. Right, let's cut that down.
So I pull out a certain amount of string, and then I put this hole of the fish's mouth inside the string, and then I'll hold this with my right hand and use left.
I hate these things. Hello, seen anything good?
Yep, I'm just fishing.
Oh, you're fishing? Very good. Good luck.
Thank you.
There we go. Right, so that's that cut down. Whew. Right, so I've got the limb.
If you want it to stay a bit tight, you will have to, this is a bit weird, I don't know why I'm doing this, wipe your spit on it. Now I've done my knot, and now I could go fishing.
Yeah, I've just gone and...
I had to untangle the string because it was, apparently there was a knot tied around the string.
Okay.
So my fish bait didn't go very far, so I had to tie another knot, and now I've got to put this white thing in.
Yeah, and I'm about to attach my line to the end of my rod, so I can then have a little bit of a fishing rod. So I'm catching you up, Jacob.
Yeah. Okay, dump.
What?
Could I go fishing?
Yeah.
How do you untangle this knot? Right.
That's it, it's already untangled, I think.
So I can go fishing.
What do you mean? You might want to unhook your knot on your hook. No, the hook. You've got a piece of rubber on the end of it.
Oh yeah!
Oh, no, he's beating me. Right, just do a quick flow hitch on here.
Oh!
What?
Ow!
Come here. You meant to... How did you manage to do that?
I don't know.
You meant to hold the hook.
Oh,
You hold to throw the hook.
oh yeah, that.
Hang on, I'll get you in faster. Well done.
So you hold this?
Yeah, we've got to put all this first aid kit away now. Look, it wasn't a small hook. Small hooks are usually worse. Small hooks are worse.
Ow.
Because they get into the skin a lot deeper. Now you know what a fish feels like. Like, don't put it up! You stand to the side and then just throw it out. It's not the best thing in the world because it's a hand line.
That?
Yeah, and then you just... The further you can throw it, Jacob, the better chance of you going to catch a fish.
I caught something.
Right, I'm going to I still haven't tied mine on yet. Right, so that's not feeling out. That's not reeling out of that stick. So we before it's going to reel out that stick. That's not. That's a bit unlucky. Watch my head though. Right, so I've got my hook on now, but the problem is I still need some bait, so I need to go digging now to try to see if I can find some worms. But then I've got myself a fishing rod. I'm just going to put a couple of shots on the end just to help it sink down.
Would the fish see the sun, you think?
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to come this way? Brooklands. Come on, boys. Steady.
Yeah, let's try and get one of them on, I think.
So, come on.
I'm going to see how far that can go, see if I can get it out. Yep, that would work for me. I just need to get a worm on the end of that now. Right, so we've got all this mud around here, so in a hope that I can find a worm. I can dig a worm up. So there's a stick I just had. Let's see if I can dig up a worm. Oh, broke that stick already.
My hands.
There's a worm there.
Got him.
Yeah?
My hands are freezing.
No, I've got my 2 bits of worm, so let's go over here. Right, so I've got my worm. I'll leave that like that. We'll see what happens. Right, so that's me fishing. I think, Jacob, you said you wanted to try doing the pull method, didn't you?
What, like you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so he hasn't been able to get it all sorted and sort of, you know, it's not working too well, his hands are a bit cold. They say it only snowed yesterday here in Norwich. So I'm gonna let him use my survival saw, or if we can forage a stick, we can see if we can forage it. Oh, there you go, that Jacob, there's one that's there. Yeah. And go get that stick, and then we'll tie that to the end of your line. No, the big one in the woods. Right, so we've had to cut Jacob's line because it got caught in a big knot and all sorts of stuff. But he's attached his line to the end of the stick. But before he starts fishing, his hands are cold. So we did bring down some stuff and that sort of stuff. I got some hot water in here, so I'm going to make him a hot chocolate, I think, to warm him up a little bit. And then we'll get that on the go. And then I do have a nice little, one of my little heaters, my 3.5 hour cooking stoves, which I'm going to attempt to make a lunch today as well. So it's going to be quite nice. So I'm going to get a drink on the go first, and then after the drink's on the go, we'll then get we'll get his line finished tied up, and then we'll get some line on the go as well. So get the water. 1 cup, that's his cup. 2 cups. Some milk, drink.
Exactly that. Coffee.
Told it. There you go, there's a hot chocolate. Warm your hands up. Oh, a nice coffee.
Not even hot.
Been outside for ages. It is. Well, my hands are nice and warm holding the cup though. Are yours? It's a hand warmer.
Right, get a bit more.
Right, now, see if you can cast that one out. You hold the stick. And lay the stick down. Put it down so you can get it, so it doesn't fall off into the water.
Yeah.
Right, and you'll put the other worm on mine. My very, very feeble amount of worm, of line on here. Okay, so for food, what I'm going to do today, I have inside here a little cast iron skillet and chopping board, which I got for Christmas from the kids, and a little skillet on here. So I'm going to use one of those, and we've got with me, I've got some milk, little sachets of milk. We've got some eggs, so I've got 3 eggs inside a little bottle, which we can just use, already cracked, ready to go. I've got a little cheese string, and we've got a couple of little pepperonis. So I'm going to be making 2 little omelettes. So the cooker today is going to be one of my Prima chafing stoves, which I sell on my shop, my bushcraft shop, and I thought, let's go out. Oh, be careful through the hook. I did tell you to look out for those holes. Yeah, it just fell through the hole. Yes, we've got a little stove. I'm going to get some tent pegs, just put it down here, and just fry up your food on here. It's going to be awesome. For the sausage. Put the sausage on here. Let's just put the rubbish in the bag. So this is a knife from the combat fishing kit. Oh, the combat survival kit. So we're just going to cut this up. There we go. We've got some heat coming off that, and we'll put that little skillet on there, and we'll put some sausages on there, which will give us the fat. And we'll leave that now. We'll leave this for a few minutes, and then we'll come back. So, as I say, on the old bushcraft shop, I have little milk sachets. So I thought I've got 3 eggs. I'll put 3 milk sachets inside there. I've got my 3 eggs. So if you want scrambled egg, this is the way you do it out in the woods. One. So put them inside there as well. Inside there. There we go. We've got our scrambled egg mixture. It's heated up now, so we can pour all that on top of that. So that's one. Leave this to heat up nice and slowly, and then we'll get the second one on the go. Winner, winner, egg for dinner. There we go. Bon appetit. Tell them what it's like.
Out of 10.
Right, he's just munching on his Graze box for the vanilla and chocolate flapjack. What's that like?
Boop.
Yeah. Mine's just finished. So I'll just add a little bit of mustard with mine. See what it's like then, shall we? He's got the heater right next to him as well now because he said he's cold, so it burns for 3.5 hours, so you can heat yourself up a little bit. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? The sun's dropping down, and what I got? 4 fingers, so each 4 fingers from the top to the horizon, so every finger is 15 minutes. So I've only got an hour before actual sunset anyway for where we are. So we're going to get that. I've got myself a graze box as well. So I've got some chili and lime, some nuts sort of thing, some nice munch on. And then we'll have a little bit of a tidy up, I think, as well. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we've been here 3 hours and there's only half an hour left of sunlight, so we need to get going. We were testing it, we were putting together, so we were testing out the combat survival kit by BCB against the BCB fishing kit. I did set 3 criteria of who could catch the first thing, who catch the biggest fish, and who catch the most. But the time of year we're out here, that's probably something against us. But we can still look at the actual kit itself. So how did you find your kit, Jacob?
Good.
Good. Can't look at my wine. No, so.
Why? Because, well, one, it's tiring, but you can catch big fish.
What's tiring about it?
Like, you have to reel it in, and so that's why we did the stick.
Okay, so the lures, yeah. So his kit did come with 2 lures, but the line, and it also comes with a big spool of line as well. 36 meters compares to like the 5 or 6 meters I had inside my kit. So that means he could get his fish out a lot further, get the line out a lot further. He's got a good 12 meters of line on his reel, and we've still got that much left. I've got all mine on here, and I literally can drop it off the end of the pit.
But I did catch a lot of sticks.
Yeah, he caught a lot of sticks.
So technically I won the challenge.
Yeah, so all those sticks down there, I think he's got practically every single
Well, I won
tree.
the challenge then.
Yeah, so he won the challenge, he caught the most.
Because you said the first person to catch something, not to fish.
There we go then. Yeah, technically, on technicality he won that challenge then. But he was a lot quicker. All he had to do was tie the hook onto the end of the thing with a lure, and that was it, just straight in. And the lure wasn't that heavy, so that's why we decided to put a weight on it as well. If it came with some split shots, it'll be so much easier because you just put a split shot on the end of the reel. It only came with sinkers or plums or lead weights, or whatever you want to call them, or ledges is what we call them in the UK. So you had to re-tie something onto the line. If it just had a split shot, in which the combat survival kit did, the combat survival kit had a couple of hooks, a couple of split shots, so that allowed you just to put on the line quicker. So as soon as I found the stick, in which I used my saw out of the kit and tied the line to it, I was out. I found a little bit of bait, I found some worms, and got it on straight away. So actually, for setting up my kit, and once it's ready to go, it's a lot easier because I've only got to tie 1 knot or 2 knots, one to the end of the reel and one to the end of the hook. Where, how many knots did yours have in the end?
3.
3, yeah. You had a cut line. He also had a cut line, which you didn't have a knife with you. It doesn't come with a knife or any cutting aid, so you need to make sure you've got that with you. So you've got to cut it over and get it out. Price point though, his one only cost about £3.29 from Amazon. My one costs around about £15 to £17, I think it is, from Amazon, but you get a whole load of different stuff in there. But if you add a small knife or blade and a couple of shots in with that fishing kit, you're going to have a really, really good survival fishing kit. Sort of take it out there. Let's say my one, if it had some more line with it, it'll be perfect, sort of as a survival sort of stuff. But 6 meters of line, which is spooled onto this little reel. Didn't really have too much really, because you can't actually get that far out at all. So what we're going to do now, we're going to bring them in and I'll show you the difference of kit we've actually got in there. So you see he's got so much line attached to this, it's unbelievable. But allows him to get really far out into the river. Put your rod on the floor, you might as well find it easier. Just pull up on the line. Yep, turn it round in, hold it up to the end. Yeah, so we got there.
Didn't use the bait.
But we can see on here though, it does have a very big hook. So the disadvantage with this one is purely the size of the hook. So we had to make sure we got some big bait. You can only really catch big bait, big fish with this kit. Unlike my one, well, I'll show you shortly, there was only one size hook, but all his hooks are all this sort of size. So that is a big disadvantage with this kit. So added a few more little hooks might be a little bit easier as well, not just relying on the massive hook. Right, so we get my one, literally I'll pick it up, I'm out of the water. That is it. It's from the top of the stick to the top of the water is how much line I've got. It's not even 3 meters.
Alive.
What's that? That's 2 meters.
The one's still alive.
So that's 2 meters of line. So if it had 4 or 5 meters of line, it might have been a little bit easier. But we had about 2 meters of line. But the split shot on the top there, and my hooks, if we see here, the hooks are a lot smaller, so make it easier. So littler fish, I've got a better chance of catching something with a smaller one over the large actual hook. Yeah, so he was using this lure at the start. It did have enough weight to sink it, but not enough weight to throw it out very far. So that's why we opted putting a little knot on the end of it on here, then we can attach the hook onto it itself. But we had a bit of a knot issue with the line, so we had to cut that. Yeah, I forgot to say, actually I like both of these. I say this one, add a couple of little smaller hooks with it and a couple of split shots, and you've got yourself a really good kit, and possibly maybe some fake bait, like some fake maggots and sort of stuff in that. You've got plenty of room in this little bag to put those things in with it and add to that and make a really good kit. The combat survival kit, if it had maybe a fake bait with it, like and also some more line on the spool, when I re-spooled it, I had enough probably space to put another 3 meters of line on. So if I take that off and re-spool that to about 6-7 meters of line and add those fake baits, I think this kit will be a really good kit sort of coming in there as well. So 2 good kits, potentially really good thing out there. A little bit of modification and they'll be perfect kits just to pick up in your bag and throw them in there. That's it though. What do we say?
Better be one with than wilderness, stand to fight and struggle. Into the next video. Bye for now.